We got Chris in the building. Today we're going to be talking a lot of NBA. We got the 76ers, Mavs expectations, Ant versus Tatum, and we doing a 2023 NBA redraft from the perspective of how we think this season is going to go and on top of the guys' potential.
Mhm.
Chris, how you doing, dog?
Man, I've been doing good. Really, just checking out the preseason start, just getting excited for basketball. Season about to start.
Oh, you ain't worried about the voting? That seems like that's what everybody been talking about, man.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, the political landscape kind of crazy, but I just
Yeah,
try to keep up as much as I can and then do what I do. So
I'd rather talk basketball. I ain't gonna.
yeah, yeah, I feel you on that.
So what? I heard you want to talk some preseason. What was going on? Like, what's just some random stuff going on in basketball? What's interesting? Some quick stuff.
Man, what I noticed for one, Reed Sheppard gonna be real good for them Rockets, man. I'm very high on that dude. That man's a pro. He's already a pro level shooter already.
Is he better than Fred Van VanVleet right now?
Fred Van Vliet maybe got half the season. Now on defense, I know Fred's getting a little older, but defensively he's still probably much better than Reed Sheppard is. But
Is
give it some
Fred Van
time.
VanVleet really getting that much older? How old is Fred Van VanVleet?
I think he
Let me
like
see.
32, 33. Let me see.
Man, that's still young, man.
You
Not
know,
young, but that's still like back end of his prime for a
he's
point
he's
guard.
he's he's a smooth 30, so he's not actually that. He's not like that.
Yeah, I would. Now
Still,
everybody just
man.
throwing around that word, man. He not that old.
Still, man. Still, man.
I like Reed Shepherd. You know how I do. Very efficient. I feel like he can score at all three levels. My problem with him is he's small, and I think he's worse than Fred VanVleet right now. He might have more potential, but the NBA comes down to who's ready to perform right now. And it's like if he can't walk in the door and be better than Fred VanVleet, it's like I think people are just interested because he's young. So it's like it
Sure.
seems like it's gonna be something, but I doubt he have a better season than Fred VanVleet. It's just like that's just gonna be like the reality. If he can come in and give you 17, 8, and 4, that's what Fred
Mhm.
VanVleet did last year. 17, 8, and
Yeah,
4
8 before. Yeah.
is Reed Van Vliet.
He's probably not gonna do that, but he's gonna be a nice piece for the Rockets going forward. I'll say that.
Yeah, yeah. I ain't mean to just
No, but you're right. I mean, I get a little too fast, put him up there. But I hope he prove wrong and he go out looking and be better than Fred Van Vliet.
One thing I am worried about though is Alex Sarr. It's not like I don't. I
Man,
think he's probably like the third best prospect on his team.
yeah. You think he? So you think? Are you talking about like from his draft class or just prospect
His
in general?
team,
Okay, so
maybe,
who you got? Koulibaly over him?
of course. I'm talking. Okay, from his draft class. Ooh
From
wee.
his draft class,
I'm
man.
thinking about it because maybe George and Bub Carrington, in the
Uh
grand
huh.
scheme of things, this year might be more important to him.
Yeah.
So
I, I mean, he has a lot of talent. We just gotta see. And he has a lot of talent. He has a lot of potential and promise. But it's one thing to have all that, but you got to be able to show it and put it together. So we'll see. He has all the tools, but I don't know. I feel you. I like me personally. I like Bub. I like Bub a lot for that team. I think he's the best pick they got from this
he
class.
might have the most potential,
Mhm.
but I think George is the best right now. I think Saw might even have the most potential. I don't think he might. He's probably just not a winning player, Chris. I ain't gonna lie. It's like he was trying to shoot a lot of threes, and it's kind of I
Mhm.
don't know. I don't know. I think he's a role player, but the situation he's in, I think in his mind, he think he can be a star player, and maybe the
Mhm.
Wizards hope he can be a star player. But every top pick ain't built the same, man. Anything else you got real quick, man?
Man, let me see. Besides that, that man Kawhi, it's a
I
shame,
told you.
man. You told it too. Yeah, you
I
called
said,
it.
like, as soon as Paul George, I said, bro, Kawhi is not even playing. Like, bro,
Yeah,
hey, man, once somebody show you who they are, you got to believe them, bro.
yeah.
I low key was out on the character of Kawhi since San Antonio. But I think people, what he did in Toronto was so amazing. And it
Mm-hmm.
was just like, he kind of took over the NBA for like a month, however long that playoff run was. And we seen him at his peak version. He's
Yeah.
never gotten back to that, man. But one champ. That's how one championship could change your whole legacy. We look at Kawhi different because of one championship. We look at Giannis different because they won championship. We look at Jokic different because they won championship. They kind of cemented themselves. And Kawhi, it just can't take that 2019 run away from him. He's still
Nah, he
living on
did
it.
it. Yeah, he did it. So I mean, but yeah, I feel you on that. Like time and time, and he was supposed to be playing for Team USA this year, and now he can't even start the season. Like I don't get that. I really don't understand that. What
In your brain, Chris, did you ever actually think Kawhi was gonna play for Team USA?
he was out there doing the drills and practicing and all that, so I thought he was gonna be there.
Bro, they don't get paid for that.
That's just for the
He don't
experience.
play when he gets paid. Like he get paid like 50 million a year. What's Kawhi contract, bro? It's getting to the point where it's like how he go play in the Olympics for free when he don't play for the Clippers and he getting paid millions. I
That,
never I just
no,
don't
I
expect.
agree. I agree. It was wrong for him to even kind of be out there trying to act like he was gonna play. But because especially with all the stuff that he been going through. But I mean, I get wanting to do that because play for your country. Now you don't get to do that. It's only 4 years you get to do that. So, but
He
it didn't
signed.
look right.
I'm trying to think. When's the last time we even seen Kawhi?
He
When
played in
did
the he played in that Clippers series versus the Mavs in the playoffs for like 2 games. That's the last time we kind of seen him.
and he kind of messed up the mojo because the Clippers actually looked good without him.
Yeah, he tried to come back and then it wasn't in, and then they sat him down. But by that time, they had already lost like a lot of the momentum, a lot of the games. So
He's cooked. I think we talked about it. Did we already say why would
golly.
you pick Kawhi over Paul George? I think we talked about like all that was
Yeah,
wrong.
you said yeah. Like if you was gonna trade or you gonna move on from one of them, it wouldn't be Paul George. But like since
And
he was the one that needed the contract, I guess so.
I don't know. Any other news, real quick? What else been going on?
I'm trying to think. ESPN rank come out, or a lot of the people doing a top 100 of the leagues and stuff. So everybody getting mad about where people are and everything like that.
I haven't looked at ESPN's. ESPN do one, and the
Yes,
Ringer do
the
one.
Ringer, yeah, both of them did theirs.
I trust Bill Simmons and the Ringer more than ESPN, but I look at them both. I just haven't
Yeah,
looked at them yet. I did see they came out. Yeah, I got to go look at them for sure
yeah,
because I don't. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
man, yeah. So
But
that's mostly it. You had some guys a little higher than they was people may think, and people getting mad about it. I'll let you do your reaction to it
okay,
separately, but I won't spoil nothing for you. But it's interesting.
okay. So speaking of Paul George, that was actually crazy because we did have a 76ers segment. 76ers. Um, I think we both had them high. We both had them in the contender tier.
Yeah,
Um, what was your overall impressions of the 76ers going into this season?
this offseason they got better. Um, they kept a lot of the guys that some of the guys they had. They added Andre Drummond. They added Caleb Martin. They added Paul George. Drafted Jared McCain. So I liked the additions that they brought in. And so they got another backup big man for Embiid. He says he's not going to be playing back to backs. So they have a guy that they can throw in there and be his replacement, be his backup, and they don't have to lose a ton of momentum. Tyrese Maxey will only continue to ascend. You have another 3-level scorer in Paul George, another Jared McCain coming off the bench who can do a lot of good things. With they managed to keep I can't think of his name right now. Dude who called himself Tsunami Hughes with the Suns. Gosh, this is bad.
With the Suns?
He started Kelly Oubre.
Oh,
Yeah, they kept. Dang, it took me so long to get Kelly Oubre name, but yeah, they kept Kelly Oubre. Like a lot of things they did, and then, so me personally, I'm very high on them. I think they'll finish probably top 3, top 4, and as long as Embiid is healthy in the come playoff time, there's not really many teams that's gonna be able to deal with them.
You brought it. They actually, because I think you bringing up the rosters. I just pulled it up. They got Eric Gordon, Reggie Jackson, like you said, Jared McCain, Caleb Martin, Kyle Lowry.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie, because this is my question, Chris. Andre Drummond. This is my question. Can they sustain with Maxey at the centerpiece of the regular season and load managing Paul George and Joel Embiid? I think that's the biggest question. Because we done already seen what happened to Paul George? He hyperextended his knee. Didn't he that little whatever that's going on? That it looked crazy just because of just the I don't know. But Embiid is said he's not playing no back-to-backs, stuff like that. I'm concerned in the Eastern Conference and just in general because now you got the in-season tournament. Can a Maxey-led team without those two guys, can they win enough games to still get a good seed? Because now I don't even know if they go finish top 3. Do you still think they can finish top 3?
I think they still get top 3, I may slide them down to 4. To me, I just think they're still going to be one of the better teams in the East. I think if anything, if they do slide, it'll be because the Magic ascend, and then the Pacers, their chemistry keeps them at a decently high seed as well. But I think the Sixers still have a lot of good depth. I still think the Sixers and Maxey himself can win you a lot of games. And I think just him surrounding him with, a lot of the other guys that they have brought in, I think Maxey can still sustain that even without, Paul George or Joel Embiid playing every game.
See, now, if you feel like that, then they probably got some action to stay top 3. Because I think the problem last year was Embiid went down and they just didn't have enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like Maxey was still going off getting his numbers, but it was like him, Harris, and Oubre, and pretty much that's it. And it's like you're not finna win NBA games. Even a random Utah game will be tough because everybody got too many good players. I think people got Portland as a bottom 4 team, bottom 5 team. I like a lot of guys on Portland. Like like the Wizards, like they suck, and I think they're going to suck. But you could have Jordan Poole go for 40. Kyle Kuzma could go for like 35. Like that could happen.
That could happen, but I'm not very high on that.
So okay. How many games does Joel Embiid and Paul George have to play in the regular season for them to get a top 3 seed together?
Together, they got to play about 50 games together, in my opinion. It's all like you have Joel Embiid, you have Maxey, you have Paul George together. That's about 50 games right there. You'll have a top. You have because they win probably about 40 of those games. Maxey himself can get you about another 10, 15. So I think right there, that's about 50 wins. That'd be a top 4 seed.
So if the big 3 play 50 games together, you still think top 3 seed?
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. So Okay, I got this core four principle, and I got the 8 to skate principle. I don't know if I ever broke it down for you.
Nah, break it down. I need to hear this.
So core four, I feel like you
Mm-hmm.
need 4 core players to win a championship. Like core players.
Okay.
Like let's say what was the core four for the Golden State? So you had Curry, you had Clay, you had Draymond, and you had Iguodala.
Yep.
But then you need another 4. That's the core 4. But now you need another 4. I think
Mm-hmm.
who they have? Sean Livingston was one.
Yeah.
And then I think you had Andrew Bogut. Then at a certain point in time, you had probably like Festus Ezeli. You just need
Yeah.
4 more role players to where you have a,
Uh-huh.
a full 8-man rotation. You got 4 borderline or star players or just the main guys, and then you have another 4 role players. You need 8 players in the
Yeah.
playoff. So what is the core 4 for the 76ers, and what is the additional 4 for the 76ers, to where it's like this is my core, and then this is filling out the rotation
That's
with
good.
this.
I like that principle too. So obviously your core four would be Tyrese Maxey, um, Paul George, Joel Embiid, and now that fourth one gets a little. If I had to choose between Kelly Oubre, Caleb Martin, Andre Drummond, whoever else is starting, like I probably go with Kelly Oubre in my opinion. Eric, like you could throw Eric Gordon in there, but my is probably Kelly Oubre. He's shown the potential even last year. He's back again, and he's shown what he can do in that that off ball role. So I kind of like Kelly Oubre as that fourth main guy. I think he can step up between Paul George and if Paul George were to be out significant time, and then so your 4 role players or your like you have 8 to skate. You got Drummond, Eric
Mhm.
Gordon, you got Jared McCain, and I was gonna say Reggie Jackson, but that's a lot. I guess a little guard heavy. So mm,
Yeah,
mm.
just a little.
It does get a little like who's that next guy that could step up for me. But I didn't even mention, but I'll say Caleb Martin. I don't know why I forgot him, but Caleb Martin, he could be an 8 to skate, help you be an 8 to skate role player kind of guy. So
Now, okay, can you do real quick? Can you do the Mavericks core 4 and 8 to skate?
yeah, you got Luca, you got Kyrie, you got Clay, you got Shocker. I'm gonna go with Derek Lively over PJ,
Oh no, no, that's easy.
and then and then so now 4 more to 8 to skate. So I got PJ, you got Gaff. I'm gonna go Hardy for sure. I think he'll have a big season, step up this year. And then that last guy, I'll probably say Dinwiddie. We'll see how Dinwiddie do this season.
But you see
But
how you was
if I
kind of
didn't,
going clear.
yeah, I'll say if I
That's
didn't do
basically.
Dinwiddie, I'd probably do Grimes. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Like,
Did you see how kind of quick it's like? Okay, here's the 4. Here's the other 4. It's kind of with the 76ers. It's still
yeah,
questions. That's basically all I'm getting to.
and I feel you. Like, you know, look at the core four of the Mavericks. Look at the core four of the Sixers. The fourth is a little shaky for the Sixers, but the fourth for the Mavericks is kind of clear and defined. You can even be like, man, who PJ or Lively, and that's still good options. So
And then the addition coming up with the additional 4 for the 76ers is a little. Gotta
yeah,
see it.
you got a rookie. You got a rookie as one of the one additional 4. So
Okay.
no, I like that theory. I think it's proven. So yeah.
Okay. Anything else on the 76ers?
No, I mean obviously health will be the key to their wealth, but we'll see. I mean, hopefully I think Paul George isn't going to be out for too long, but they do need to stay healthy in order to get chemistry and then be able to win. So
I think they got the highest ceiling in the East outside of the Celtics, just in terms of just sheer talent. They
yeah,
3 top guys. Because if you really look at it, bro, Embiid is supposed to be the best player in the Eastern Conference in terms of just if you look at outside of Giannis, of course, but he's 7'1". I think he'd be like 7'1", like
Yeah.
280, something crazy like that. Like Giannis is a dog, but Embiid is like a different level of a player at his size to where it's
Yeah.
even. We seen him what he did to Giannis. If it wasn't for I think the Damian Lillard shot in the regular season that started the season last year, like
Hmm.
Embiid low key was having his moments against Giannis. He's just huge and he can do pretty much everything on the court at his full potential, in my opinion. Joel Embiid is supposed to be the best player in the East. He's supposed to be the most unstoppable player in the East. And
No,
it's
yeah.
like you can't discount that. I get it. He don't play in the playoffs. I get it. He's always hurt. But fully healthy, Embiid is supposed to be the most dominant player in the Eastern Conference, bro. Now the West, we know it's a lot going on over there. But in
Hmm.
the East, that's supposed to be Joel Embiid. He was MVP, scoring title. He possibly could have had 2 MVPs because the rate he was going. So I have expectations for him. I think Tyrese Maxey is an upcoming guard. Like
Yep.
Paul George, we know he's on the clock to get it done in the playoff. They need the championship expectations, and I'm looking at them as a contender, and I'm gonna carry that expectation for them as a contender. So if they don't have the season to where they even competing for a championship, getting to the Eastern Conference Final, this gonna be a letdown. And
Hmm.
I'm telling people now, ain't no excuses. Ain't no excuses. If you load managing, the only excuse if it's like a devastating injury to a core guy,
Yeah.
where it's like, but even then, I'm still gonna be like, yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that. Um, Sixers got to make the conference finals to have a successful season, and that's just the bottom line.
And he got to be competitive too. You can't just, hey, Simpsons got expectations, bro.
Yeah.
Speaking of expectations, Mavericks. I know, yeah. I know we
Hmm.
seen the real pick a side clip and was saying what was like the core to his argument. Like I kind of really I got it, but it was like
He's saying we got better. The Mavericks got better, and it's crazy for people to act like they got drastically better. They did get a lot better than what they did last year. Let me just start by saying this: this Mavericks team made it to the finals on half a season. This Mavericks team was built at the trade deadline and was the best team since that trade deadline. This team didn't even have a full training camp together and made the finals. They got better just off that. Now, adding to their biggest problem in the finals was shooting. Derrick Jones Jr. was out there throwing up bricks. I'm sorry. PJ, he couldn't really hit nothing. That's my guy. He was out there throwing up bricks. Who did we add? We added Klay Thompson. Okay, you say we may have lost some perimeter defense because of that, but Klay, he gonna be trying. He ain't gonna spend as much energy on off. He gonna be trying. He gonna be doing. He's not washed as a defender. He'll hold his own. In addition to that, we got Najee Marshall to cover Derrick Jones Jr. as well, who is a great defender. He's a knife. He's gonna be slicing and dicing on offense, and he's a better playmaker than Derrick Jones Jr. ever was. I'm not dissing Derrick Jones Jr., but I'm not. People need to stop acting like the Mavericks lost prime Kawhi Leonard and let him go to the Clippers. We didn't. We're okay. He's replaceable. We got Najee Marshall to replace him. On top of that, we traded and we got Quentin Grimes, who's a great shooter, who can put the ball on the court. He's young and he can play off Luka in catch and shoot situations as well. The Mavericks got better, not to mention the ascension that Derek Lively is going to take in his second season.
I don't really like none of the guys you named.
That's
Like
crazy, man.
outside of Clay, and it's strictly from a shooting perspective because he still is a high 30s, low 40s from three. He's still that. But he's also that same number from the field. So it's like, it is what it is. So, but I do like the Clay shooting. Najee Marshall, by the time the playoffs come around, he's not gonna be playing.
That's crazy, DJ. Come
He's not
on.
gonna be playing, bro.
He's a great 3-point shooter. He can handle the ball.
He's not good. You didn't even have him in your 8 to skate. He's not gonna be in the
I didn't need
8-man
him to be.
rotation.
He's gonna be in an 8-man rotation. I said Dinwiddie. I shouldn't have said Dinwiddie because I got Grimes and Najee over him.
I never really liked Grimes like that. Like when he was in New York, it seems like he was never making shots. It just seems like he never makes shots. They had him as a 3-and-D guy. I never seen any threes. I never seen any D. Pause.
Say,
Who is
man,
Quentin Grimes ever locked down, bro?
you remember a time when
When
Luca
has
hit
Quentin Grimes
60?
ever hit threes?
Luca hit 60 in the Garden, and he hit that magical. He missed that free throw, put that up, and then let the Mavericks go ahead and win. Mostly forgotten in that game, Quentin Grimes was going off and he dropped 30, hitting threes all over the place in Madison Square Garden. So please, please, please don't tell me that man can't shoot because he's going to be doing a lot of shooting this year.
Bro, this is Quentin Grimes, what, third team in like how many seasons? Say, bro, if he was, nah, bro,
We
I'm not
freed him.
going.
We freed him from Detroit purgatory, and we sent Timmy Hardaway, never swing the rock, to Detroit, and now he's over there locked up in purgatory.
I'm not going with you on Najee Marshall and Quentin Grimes. I'm just not. Clay, shooting wise, yes. Defensively, I don't know. Because my thing is, I still don't think the Mavericks can stop quick point guards. I still don't think they can stop shooting guards. I think we got a wing stopper. I guess I'd call PJ a wing stopper. And then we got Derek Lively who go hold down rim protection and he go hold his own against the bigs. But outside of that, I think Mavericks gonna get cooked against backcourts. And your three best players, I just don't think they're not two ways. I think this is one of the only few teams that don't have two-way players. It's like you gotta mix and match this, you gotta mix and match that. Like, let me bring him in for defense, let me bring him in for shooting. Let me
They
like
they made the finals. This team made the finals just last
Luka is
season.
great,
Okay,
but my
then. And Luca not gonna be great still?
yeah, but it's like because you gotta think about it like this. I do think the Mavericks got better, but did they get good enough? Did they get better enough? How much better? I think they got incrementally better. I think they got better on the margins. But I look at OKC and be like, nah, they got better. I look at Philly and be like, they got better. Like it's like it's not drastic. They didn't get drastically better. Do you think they got drastically better, Chris? Like let's keep it
Yeah,
above.
yes.
It's contingent on a lot of things.
What
If the
final?
Mar- if the Mavericks get drastically better, Derek Lively has to really become a guy. Jaden Hardy has to really become a guy.
No, Derek Lively will become a guy. Yes, so I guess that this all, like I said, I'm factoring that in. And I think Jaden Hardy has been having a great preseason so far. He's had a great camp. He's had a great preseason. His decision making has gotten better. He's gonna be great. He's shooting the lights out of the ball. He's gonna be great this season. So yeah, in that aspect, the Mavericks will get a lot better. What
So
LeBron
what?
James, he lost his first finals to the Mavericks. They added a top 10 shooter of all time, one of the greatest shooters of all time, Ray Allen. Look what happened. Mavericks just added one of the greatest shooters of all time in Klay Thompson, pairing him up with Luka Doncic. That man's gonna get wide open shots like he never got before.
Man, that's cool. That is cool, but man,
Man, come on, man.
I don't know, bro. I don't
So
know.
you look how Najee Marshall was locking up Shea against that Pelican series. I pull up the clips. You lucky I didn't get the clips before this segment. I would have had it up and loaded, ready to go. Go ahead, look that up. Najee Marshall, we got something for Shea.
I'm trying to
You,
find like what is the Mavericks win total projection?
I think
Uh
Mavericks will be about third seed max, probably
uh
around 4.
so Dallas Mavericks. They over and under is at 48.5. So basically, do you think the Mavericks is going to win 50 games?
I think they could win over 50 games for sure. I mean, they had the best record over the last since the trade deadline. I don't see why they and then additional added on to that. So I don't see why they couldn't get 50 wins this season. But in the tough West, you drop some games. So I personally got them right at 50. If I was sitting on line, I set it right at 50.
Let me see where, because I'm just looking at it and it's like the problems still gonna be the problems. OKC and Minnesota, because Minnesota right now is at 51.5, so they expected to win more
See
than the Mavericks.
this regular season, I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about regular season. OKC could have 60 wins. I wouldn't be really that much worried about them.
OKC is at 57.5. Because my thing is, you seeing this person got getting better, this person getting better. I think OKC not only has brought in good pieces and better pieces than the Mavericks and Caruso and Hardenstein, no offense, better pieces. They also have the
Better
height.
than who?
I think Caruso, I'm sorry, this is gonna sound wild. Caruso is a better basketball player right now than Klay Thompson. I'm sorry.
That's not wild. But Hardenstein, see, this is
He's
a
better
big
than
debate.
Najee Marshall, Quentin Grimes combined.
All right. All right.
And I think just like with Lively and Hardy, if you say who would you rather have, Lively and Hardy or J Dub and Chet? You see where I'm going with this? And it's no
But
offense. It's
I
no
already
offense to
have.
Lively.
Man,
And what?
I already have Luca and Kyrie.
Yeah, I understand that. But then it's like SGA, and we literally seen SGA go blow for blow with Luca. Let's just keep it a buck, Chris. Let's keep it a buck, man. He went blow for blow. Now the Kyrie
Hey,
thing, that's something. But I don't think Kyrie had the greatest playoffs. If we just keeping it a buck.
I'm not gonna say he had maybe one like really good series. Remember, Luca was also not 100%. Nobody ever really is 100% during the playoffs, but Luca was on. He wasn't all the way there.
I don't know, bro. I believe in Luca, but even with like, because everybody look Kyrie, it's like, man, how much do we believe in Kyrie at this point? I think he's a solid 2, but is he a
Mhm.
top 5 second best player in the league? Like, where does he rank amongst the second best players in the league?
Mm.
He's not better than Jaylen Brown. Is he better than Maxey?
Nah, I'm not. I wouldn't put Kyrie over Maxi just yet. I mean, I was gonna, Maxi had a really good playoff sighting too. So even though it was one series, but
Um, I don't know, bro. I think in a if everything goes right for OKC in a perfect world, even J Dub or Chet, whoever emerges as the legit second guy, could possibly match Kyrie or be better on any given night because both of them have two-way potential. So I'm just
that's
saying,
yeah, that's really the X factor for OKC. How big of a jump do J Dub and Chet take, and that's what makes them kind of scary. We don't know what kind of jump they'll take in Chet's second real basketball season, the third season overall, but his second real basketball season. And then J Dub, he's going to continue taking them strides. So, that is the scary part about OKC. They have two young guys who have very high potential and all the talent in the world to go along with SGA, who's who's going to be a perennial MVP candidate going forward. So, you're right. I'll
I
give
I,
you that.
I do think now that everything is how it's breaking, I expect the Mavericks to be the second best team in the West. Now that I think about it, but I
Yeah.
think OKC is going to be such a juggernaut because what was the toughest series the Mavericks had last year outside the
OKC
Celtics?
by far. Yeah, yeah.
So,
OKC by far.
and them dudes was babies and they didn't have a center. So it's
Yeah.
like, hey man, if you barely got out of there alive and J Dub and Chet damn near wasn't even doing nothing, and you literally only had to deal with SGA. Now you add in Caruso. Now you add in Hardenstein. Now you add in one more year to J-Dub. You adding a second year to Chet. I'm just saying that is the only thing I'm worried about the Mavericks because, yes, they got better. But was they better good enough to beat OKC's better? That's really the only question I got. That's it.
Hey,
Because
they
you
brought
went
in.
to the finals. Like, you
Yeah,
can't say, oh, yeah, we got better. Yeah, you got better. But I honestly rate better is, can I finish better than I did last time you seen me? And that was the final. That's a high bar for better. That's all I'm saying.
that's fair. They brought in that guy who owns that franchise, the Thunder franchise, and Klay Thompson. So, we one step ahead of the Thunder.
Give me Clay stat line before we move on. What's that stat line gotta look like, bro? I need percentages too, so I can hold you to it.
I got Klay around 16. He's gonna get about 16 points. I got him about 3-4 assists. No, I got him about five-ish rebounds. He's gonna be shooting about 38%, 38% from three. He's gonna be shooting around 45% overall.
Yeah. As a third guy, that ain't. I guess.
Hey, moving you.
I gotta see it. It's like I gotta see it with him, bro. I just gotta see it.
To go with Luka's 30 and Kyrie's 26.
You think Kyrie getting that?
I don't know.
I low key think.
I mean, that may be a little high, but
Kyrie finna drop to about 23,
mm-hmm.
23, 4 and 4, and I think percentages and stuff finna dip, man. It just Father Time, bro. Father Time, man. How old is Kyrie?
He's, I believe, 32, 33 for sure. Let me see. I was talking bad about Fred VanVleet getting old. You're right.
Man. Feel like Kyrie been around a long time.
Yeah, Kyrie's 32. He'll be, yeah.
So, we'll see, man. Second in the West. I feel like they'd be second in the West. And this time, I think they could go out in the Western Conference Finals. I can't say that's better than what happened. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ant versus Tatum. This ain't even got to be that long.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's like I do have some stats, but just Ant versus Tatum. Why was that even on your mind? What made you say Ant versus Tatum? Let's talk about it.
Man, because they're people been online been talking and talking about it since they dropped this starting five on Netflix, following LeBron, Sabonis, Butler, Tatum, and Ant, and there was a segment about Ant going in on Tatum. This is Netflix documentary.
Real quick. One of them names do not sound like the other. You know who it is. But keep going. My bad. My bad. Stay on. Sabonis? Keep going. My bad.
Dang, Red Sabonis.
Following Sabonis is crazy, bro. You keep going. My bad.
Yeah. So they had a little segment about and not fearing Tatum. He going right at him and saying he's not the best in the league. All that kind of thing. And so. And people online talking about, man, if I was starting a team, I'm choosing Tatum over Ant. So, there's a little discourse going online, people talking just based off of that. So, I want to see what your thoughts were and how clear it is to you how one or the other.
I got some stats here. So last year, Ant was 26, 5 and 5 on 46, 36, 84. Tatum was 27, 8 and 5 on 47, 38, 83. That's good. And that's pretty much around the same area. What's the age difference between Tatum and Anthony Edwards? Let me find that before I keep going. Because I think that's going to be one of the major factors before I say what I'm finna say.
Mm-hmm.
Tatum is 26. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Ant's 23.
Oh yeah. Because this is the glaring thing because the numbers is comparable. Like I said, Ant was 26-5-5 on 46, 36, 84. Tatum was 27-8-5 on 47, 38, 83. But I think the
Mhm.
big difference was the playoffs. Ant
Yeah.
was 28-7-7, 48, 40, 81. Tatum was 25-10-6, but 43, 28, 86. Um, I don't think we've seen a bad playoff run from Ant. Like his numbers is just crazy in the playoffs. And this time it was 16 games. He got all the way to the Western Conference Finals. So I remember Ray was saying, "Man, he's only playing this many games. He's only get playing this many
Yeah.
games." That was one of his main arguments. This time he got all the way to a conference finals and them numbers held up. He
Hmm.
shot he shot even better pretty much from everything outside the free throw line in the playoffs. Everything went up. Like right now, and even going forward, I think it's easy Anthony Edwards. The only argument for Tatum is right now is that he can do a little bit more of everything. Like he's a better rebounder, he's a
Yeah.
better team defender. I think Ant got a slight edge in one-on-one defense, but
Mm.
then Tatum got an edge in just pure size and playmaking.
Yeah.
So I would take Ant for the future, and for right now, I could possibly lean Tatum, but then you could possibly lean Ant, but it's a 3-year age difference. So that by itself got me leaning Ant.
Hmm.
I think if you just break it down like that, it's easy to go Ant, and then you throw in mentality, give me Ant basically.
Yeah. You ain't, and I'll be honest. You may get killed, whatever, whatever. I don't think you that wrong for saying that. Any other superstar who shot that poorly and all that, and their team won, they would have got criticized for that heavily. And I know Tatum gets a lot of flack still, but he get a lot of defenders trying to act like he's the best thing in the world. Tatum is nice. He's a great player. He's good. But it'd be hard pressed to say that Tatum hasn't always, not always, but Tatum has had a lot of nice talent and help around him. We've seen Tatum come through in big moments for his team, but I'm not sure if we've seen Tatum, you know, carrying or anything in that aspect. There's been times where he's shown flashes of that, but doing that for throughout the full season, doing that throughout the full playoffs is a little different. And doing this at 23, he's going up against the MVP. He's going up against the reigning champions. He's going against the Nuggets, and he's beating them down.
Mhm.
So, and
I think the argument for Tatum and my hold up for Ant, and I want to see him get better, and he actually did it throughout the season. My biggest gripe with Ant at the beginning of the season, their very first game, I remember it. It was
mhm,
Toronto. I thought it was so many more playmaking opportunities where he could have made his teammates better, and I
yeah,
think Tatum is already better at that. Like Tatum
yeah,
is a better fill in the gaps player. Like if
mhm,
Tatum not shooting good, it's still so many other things he can do.
exactly, yeah,
He shot terribly in the playoffs. Just keep it a book. But the rebounding, the
yeah,
assists. If you giving me 10 rebounds and 6 assists, and you still give me 25 points, even though it's in volume, it's like
and you
he
still giving me good team, defense, rim protecting. Like, I'm not gonna be mad about that at all.
it's like borderline like a poor man's LeBron. It's like I can do everything. It's just the efficiency when he's taking shots. And I don't like Tatum's shot selection at times. Even I don't know who has better shot selection because that matters too. The
Yeah,
shots you attempt. I think it's probably even because Ant takes some questionable shots too. But just I don't know. I don't know. It's the playmaking right now and the
mhm,
filling in of the gaps. Because with Ant, he got good one-on-one defense, but at times, like the team defense, it's like, the
yeah,
playmaking is still in. And then at times, just that basketball IQ, just overall, is still in. But then it's like he's 23.
yeah. He's 23. He has a lot of room to grow. Tatum's only 26. Some people may say he's 19, but he has a lot. He still has a ways to go too. So,
Who you taking?
I'm kind of like you right now. If I had maybe one season or two, I'm taking Tatum just cause. But if I'm building for the future, I'm going with Ant. Some people say, oh, to just build your team around in general, it'd be Tatum because he's a big wing, do it all wing or whatever. But sometimes you just need that guy. I choose Ant.
I think that's the difference too. Ant is clearly that guy. Tatum won a championship, and we still don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's a big deal. You didn't get Eastern Conference Finals MVP or Finals MVP.
Yeah.
You get neither. And then it's like your road to this championship wasn't even all that respectable.
Yeah. You can only play who's there, but yeah, it wasn't, you didn't have to
It's
go
like
against Giannis. He didn't have to go against Embiid. He had to go against, so.
it's a big difference between Tatum's first championships and the guys we talked about earlier, the Kawhis, the Giannis's, and the Jokic's. They left no doubt, even with one championship. Dirk, even when if Tatum only gets this one championship, it's not gonna be good enough, bro, for us to talk about him in a certain light. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. I agree with you.
Now it's time for our redraft. We got a few minutes. 2023 NBA redraft.
Mm-hmm.
I think one's pretty much easy. Wemby, everybody gonna keep
Wemby, Wemby.
Who you have it to?
I got Brandon Miller.
I have Brandon Miller too. That's cool. Who'd you have at 3?
You may laugh, but I got Amen Thompson.
Oh, I got Derek Lively. Why'd you go with Amen?
I just like the potential that Amen has. Even without shooting, he can still do so much. Defense, rebounding, he can still push the pace. He's a great slasher. He's like a do-it-all guy, and there's never, there's always going to be a need for that. So that's kind of where I got him.
I got Derek Lively just because he kind of like Amen Thompson center version. It's like I do a little bit of everything, filling all the gaps, but we've seen it in a winning situation, and he still has more potential to grow offensively. So it's like I can see why you would go Amen, but I think Derek Lively has just as much potential, and I think the fact that we've seen it in he was in the finals, bro. Starting center.
I may have to switch that. Yeah. Because he's 4 for Derek Lively's 4 for me, so I may just switch them 2 real quick.
And Derek Lively was the number 1 player coming out of high school.
Yeah.
And it's like just his ability just to be able to fill a role, not be big headed. I love everything about Derek Lively. I was high on him the whole time.
You was right, yeah. So I think I'm one of those guys who think Derek Lively takes a big leap. I was just saying that earlier. So you know what? I'm gonna resend my list. I'm gonna switch Lively to be 3. You got me on that.
And I don't trust the man because he can't shoot.
And but I think he'll find his shot. And if he finds his shot, that'll be.
I bet. I think Derek Lively could be a better shooter than Amen Thompson.
Really?
Yes. Okay. Who'd you have at 4?
So I had had Lively, but I switched it to Amen now.
I got Cason Wallace. Bro, I literally looked at Cason Wallace coming out. I'm like, bro, this is a Drew Holiday type of player.
Yeah.
Literally. He's going to be efficient on offense. I think he's a better shooter and passer than we've even got to see, because I've been watching him since he was in high school at Richardson. So he was on ball point guard. I think he can run an offense. He's very efficient from three, very efficient from the mid range, could pass. I think
Mm-hmm.
he a pesky defender. Uh, I think
Yeah,
he's the closest thing to what you can get from Drew Holiday. I even with limited opportunities, uh he just always done something positive. He's never
yeah.
going to be a negative. I think he's more athletic and quick than people think.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just complete basketball player. He's never not been good at basketball. He hardly never had a bad game since high school.
yeah. No, Thunder got a guy who can come in and plug and play easily. He fit their team well. He allows them to be able to get off if they wanted to in the future, get off Lou Dort, or allow them to part ways with Josh Giddey because he's there. So I really like what Casey Wallace did last season. I don't blame you for having him there.
So who you
Yeah.
got at five?
See, the thing, I didn't have Casey Wallace at 5. I had Cam Whitmore at 5 because I really like him. And I think if he was in a different situation, like at the Lakers chose him, yeah.
It's crazy because I got Cam Whitmore at five.
Okay.
It's like I think out of all these players outside of Wemby, outside of Brandon Miller, I think he's third in terms of he could potentially be a superstar. Like if
Mm-hmm.
everything goes right for him. I think
Mm-hmm.
he's an elite athlete. He
Yeah.
has like an it factor to him. I think, like you said, if he was in a different situation like LA where they would need a guy to be like, okay, he's going to be the next face of the franchise, and they'll mold him in that direction. I think he could have been there. I like Cam Whitmore at 5, and it's crazy we both had him at 5. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I
Who you
just
got to
had
see?
him. So now I got Casey Wallace at 6.
It's crazy. I got Amin Thompson at 6.
Okay.
So we pretty much
Yeah.
got the same thing. So we got to talk about them. We already talked about them.
Yeah.
Who you had at 7?
I got Pods at 7, Pajemski.
I got Jaime Hodges.
Mm. Okay.
So why Pods over Jaime Hodges?
I just like what Pods is able to do on the ball. He fits the Warriors well. They needed another guy in the backcourt. He allowed them to move off Clay and not feel too bad about it. So he'd be that Clay replacement, great shooter, great on ball. There's room to improve on defense, but I really like Pods, and I like what he's doing over there in Golden State.
I honestly think Jaime Hodges would have been better for Golden State than Brandon
Really?
Brzezemski. This is my only thing. Brandon Brzezemski's little. Because when people say he's a Clay replacement, Clay Thompson's 6'7".
Yeah,
Clay Thompson is 6'7", and he
Clay
usually
was a wing defender. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like, and then I kind of knock Przemski too because he became untouchable. Like Przemski's untouchable for Golden State. He's that good. Like he better blow my socks off next season. Like I had him right after Jaime Hodges, so I got him next. My
mm-hmm.
only thing is he's in a position to where they really need him to be good.
Yeah,
And they're banking on him to be good.
yeah.
And it's like I don't think he can play with Steph on the court at the same time. That's very small, bro. And it's just like you can't really play with Steph. You can't really defend.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like I literally look at Jaime Hodges and I would have been like, man, put him next to Steph. And I think a lot of stuff, it might not be more splashy and flavorful his
Yeah.
pod, but I just think it fits better.
I
So
mean,
it's a one spot difference, bro.
it's a one spot difference. So yeah, yeah. Well, I just say yeah. I just think because Pods is better on the dribble. He can keep the dribble live going a little bit better than what Jaime can, and then he's a little bit better shooter in my opinion. So in that aspect, I think he fits a little better with Clay. But I get you on the size. If you want to take size over that, that's fair.
And then it's like, I think Jaime Hodges is like just a better overall basketball player. Give me just I can throw you into a winning situation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like he can shoot, he can dribble a little bit. And it's like You playing with Steph. Do I need another? Let me. I don't need all that. They're just me, man. And I only
Yeah.
got pods under Hawkins just because of the functionality. But it's crazy. I
Okay.
got them both around the same thing. I think Hyman Hawkins is a do it all type of wing, filling
Yeah.
a lot of gaps, filling a lot of holes. Always gonna give you good basketball. So we pretty much
Yeah.
had them run. So that because pods was literally my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He was literally my 8. So who'd you have
Mhm.
at 8?
Now I have Jaime. So
Oh, that's crazy. Okay, yeah.
yeah.
Who'd you have at 9?
9. It may surprise you. I got Gigi Jackson.
Whoa. Yeah. I don't agree with you there. I
You
had
don't
Jet.
agree?
No, I don't even
Yeah,
have him on
who?
Jet Howard.
Jet Howard.
Yeah.
I think he'll be good this season, but you ready to put him? Gigi Jackson, youngest dude, one of the youngest dudes in the league, already doing his thing. I know you didn't like what you saw in summer league, and you finna kill him for that.
That matters. That matters. Say, bro, you can't show me
Ah,
flashes in the actual NBA's regular season. Now you kind of like, okay, oh, Gigi Jackson, he on our radar. He on our radar.
yeah.
And then you come out in summer league and you look like you just terribly inefficient. You don't look like a winning player, and you quickly just kind of look like a guy. It's like he possibly could put up stats, but is he gonna be efficient? No. Is he a
No.
winning player? Kind of not really. No. Jet Howard, every time you see him play, going back from when he was barely getting minutes at IMG to where he's the star for Michigan to when
Michigan,
he
yeah.
gets spot minutes for Orlando or in the preseason, whether it's the goddamn summer. Jet Howard is just good at basketball. He is going to give you buckets when he's in the
Mm,
game
yeah.
efficiently. And it's just like he's just you. I trust him. I got him right here because it kind of get a little weak, but I trust Jet Howard more than everybody else. Everybody else got more flaws, kind of. It's like I don't know what I'm gonna get. Jet Howard giving you buckets.
All right. I mean, I don't blame you for that. I do like Jet Howard. I think he'll be one of those guys for the Magic going forward. But Gigi Jackson done already done it. So yeah, I don't think he's gonna take more of a decline than he is more of a increase. So
Over 30 people suited up. 30 different players suited up for Memphis last year. I think it was 33. 33 different players suited up for Memphis last year.
yeah.
Say he had flashes, but how consistent can he be? Jet Howard is just a consistent bucket. I think this is like 2 summer leagues in a row now, where it's just like, man, Jet Howard cold, bro.
Yeah.
And then he's doing it in the preseason. I think he even started a preseason game for the Magic. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Okay, where we at? 10.
Mm-hmm.
Who got 10?
This is where I got Baylor's own Keontae George.
Ooh, I had him 11. I had Anthony Black 10.
Really? You Anthony Black made your list?
I don't even know how. It's just like I don't know. It's just something about Anthony Black. Is like I still think just eventually he's just too good at basketball, bro. It's like the IQ, the
Yeah.
defense, and it's like he's a defensive version of Josh Giddey, bro. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
if you can get Josh Giddey, but he can actually stay on the court in crunch time
Mm-hmm.
because he can guard somebody, I'll take that playmaking. I'll take that size.
Yeah.
It just I think I might have like with my list, I kind of got guys who I know can fill a role and won't hurt me in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
like, like because when we look at the playoffs, a lot of times it's just like who's making good plays, who's making smart plays, who's
Yeah.
just not messing up the game. And so when I
Yeah.
look at my list, I'm trying to prioritize that. Like I know what I'm gonna get from Anthony Black. Good
Okay.
defense, playmaking. He go push the pace, and he go play hard. And then it's like in a 6'8" frame, which is a plus.
Yeah.
So Keontae George, I got him under Anthony Black. Bro, the thing I liked about Keontae George, and now it's going on from Baylor and into his rookie season, and it was in summer league. He's not efficient like that, bro.
That's okay. He got time for that.
He was efficient. That's one of the things that sold me. Not only was he a dog, and he was like a combo guard that can get you buckets. I
Mm-hmm.
had him as a Jamal Murray type of guard coming out
Yeah.
because, yeah, he gonna give you that but then in the big moments he can be the guy, and it's just like I trust him. I feel safe with him
Mm-hmm.
as my guard in terms of he's gonna get buckets and be looking all splashy, but it's gonna be efficient. He hasn't
Yeah.
been efficient, and that kind of scares me because he wasn't efficient at Baylor. Got to be efficient, bro.
Man, I just seen the flashes. I don't think he's scared of the moment. He's great scoring guard, and then I think he's worked on his playmaking as well, and that only continue to get better. So, me personally, I think Keontae George is deserving of his spot, and I think he's
I mean,
deserving of it over Anthony Black.
it's just a one spot difference, but
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
playoff series right now, if you say Anthony Black or Keontae George, I'll go Anthony Black. I don't
Mm-hmm.
trust Keontae in no playoff series right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So where we at? 12?
I think so.
Okay, who got it 12?
I got the other twin. I got a Sarr now.
I got a Sarr too.
Okay.
I just think he's just a good wing. He can't shoot. That's his only knock, but he
Yeah,
fills in the gaps. Good wing.
I agree. He's gonna be a good piece for Detroit. Good wing, solid, great defender, athletic. Um, Shooting will come hopefully, but you know,
Oh yeah, Sarr.
yeah.
13, who you got?
Now this is where I have, you know, this is where I was a little iffy because I already know you're gonna flame me for this, but I put Scoot on there, and he may not have had the most deserving rookie season to be on this list, but the potential is still there. In his only 1 year, and if he picks it up and he shows what he had been shown when he was supposed to be one of the greatest guard prospects coming out. So that means something to me. He's still athletic. He still has shooting potential. There's a lot of stuff going on over there in Portland.
It was so bad. I gotta see it. I left him off my list.
I just couldn't feel like leaving him off the list being number 2 pick, but maybe I shouldn't have been so soft.
The fact that it's even a question is sad. The fact that he's so far down is sad.
Yeah.
He was looked at one of the best point guard prospects since Derrick Rose. I didn't see anything that even said he could become a potential all-star. I didn't see anything that said he could become a potential borderline all-star. You gotta at least show me that. And then he gotta show me. I had Jordan Hawkins.
Okay. That's who I was like, I feel bad for putting Scoot over him, but I had Jordan Hawkins. Yeah, right there. Right there with him.
I just don't. Scoot, bro. I'm so disappointed in him. I'm so disappointed in him, bro.
Oh man.
He didn't give me no hope. I literally got to see it again. Like, so where we
Yeah.
at? The last pick. Because I had Jordan Hawkins just because it's like he's a shooter, movement shooter. Damn near gonna be like a little Buddy Hield type of guy, possibly. And it's just like I think that's just valuable.
No,
14.
I agree.
14 who you
got? That's where I got Jordan Hawkins. So really, Anthony Black was snubbed because of Scoot. So you can get mad or whatever, but the Magic fans can get mad or whatever, but
it shouldn't be. That's the sad part. It shouldn't have been. It's not. It shouldn't even be a quick like.
Yeah. Nah, yeah. He should have. Yeah. Now, I like Jordan Hawkins. I think he takes the next step, and I think if he was somewhere else too, he had a more expanded role. But the Pelicans just got a lot of dudes, so I think if he was in a more expanded role, he's a great shooter, great off the ball shooter. He great. He got the coming off the winning the national championship. So I like Jordan Hawkins. I think he's a great player offensively, and he has room to grow. So he's a sniper.
My 14, I had Kawhi. I really was just running out of names, and I wouldn't go put Scoop right there. And I thought Kawhi shot better than what a lot of people thought last year. I honestly think he's one of the better perimeter defenders already.
That's facts. I agree.
He got even taller. He's 6'8" now. He grew an inch. Yeah, he averaged 8 points, 4 rebounds. I think he was one of the youngest players in the draft last year. I just liked him, solid role player. I feel like I could trust him in the playoffs. He shot 35% from three.
Yeah.
3-and-D guy. Yeah.
Nah, yeah.
So that was our 14. Can you go through your list one more time, and then I'm gonna go through mine, and then we can get better.
Yeah. All right. So I got Wemby, Brandon Miller. I switched Derek Lively to be above Amin Thompson. So Derek Lively, Amin. Then I had Cam Whitmore, Cason Wallace, Pajimski, Jaime Jaquez, Gigi, Keontae, Sarr, Scoot, Jayhawk.
Yeah. I had Wemby, Brandon Miller, Derek Lively, Cason Wallace, Cam Whitmore, Amin Thompson, Jaime Jaquez, Brandon Pajimski, Jed Howard, Anthony Black, Keontae George, Asar Thompson, Jordan Hawkins, and Bilal Koulibaly. All right, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, this was fun. This was a good segment. Got a lot to go through. We got a lot of stuff on this one. And yeah, man. Got any last words before we get up off here?
Man, regular season coming up, starting a new season. So get ready for playoff predictions or season predictions, all that good stuff. But nah, yeah, I'm good now.
Yeah. All right, bro. Nice seeing you. Appreciate you.
Y'all for sure, always.